We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to the October 12, 2015 meeting for the Shawnee County Board of County Commissioners. My name is Kevin Cook. I serve as the chair, also representing District 2. Joining me today is Commissioner Shelley Bueller, representing District 1.
Good morning.
And Commissioner Bob Archer, representing District 3. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Columbus Day for all of those that are here. We are open in spite of the courts being closed and other state agencies. So, Madam Clerk, if we could get started with the first item.
First item is item 1 under proclamations presentation. Presentation of a check to the Topeka Rescue Mission, Parks and Public Works and Solid Waste.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Block with Public Works and Solid Waste, and apparently now Parks and Rec. I figured John's always trying to get credit for things he doesn't do.
Yeah.
But this is in follow-up to a little communication I'd given to the Commission here a week or two ago. The Public Works and Solid Waste Departments have a little fun day each fall in which we grill burgers and brats, or not brats, just hot dogs, and have little raffles and things like that to try to raise money for a good cause. And the last couple of years, we've selected the Topeka Rescue Mission as the charity that we want to raise money for. We did it again this year. And I have Reverend Barry Feeker here today with us, and also Janet Morrissey of the Public Works Department. I have the absolute utmost respect for Reverend Feeker to do what he does for those of us in our community that are less fortunate, who are on hard times, and to be as selfless of an individual as he is, just humbles me, because I'm nowhere near what this man is. And we have and that is the reason why we've chosen the Topeka Rescue Mission. And even though we don't raise tons of money, it's pretty good for us. I guess it's the best we've done ever, I think. Again, John, every time I get up here, it's the best we've ever done. But anyway, I wanted to just, ask Reverend Feeker to come just to again, bring it to the attention of the community that they have so many more needs than what we, our little departments, can provide. And hopefully, especially as we get into the holiday season, maybe people will be cognizant that there are their needs out there of those people, our fellow citizens who are really, some of them in dire straits and really need our help. And any little bit we can do, I think we should all try to do. I also wanted Janet to be here. Although all of our staff has been involved in this, Janet is the one who really spearheads this and gets all of the donations, and we get donations from dozens and dozens of businesses throughout the community. And I will tell you, when we decided to go with the Topeka Rescue Mission, the people, the business community was much more willing to donate for that cause, because I think they all feel the strong need that we have in this community. So with that, I just wanted to present, this is a little check. This is the best we can do in-house. So it's not quite the billboard size, but it's little. But I just wanted to give that to Reverend Feeker and wish him well in his endeavors in trying to help those of our fellow citizens who are less fortunate. So thank you very much. You bet.
Thank you, Commissioners, Tom, Janet. We are so grateful for what you do every day. You said a lot of nice words last year about me. You said them again this year. I deflect those to a great community who really does care a lot for the citizens of our community. And just to come out to the event and see the staff out there who I live in the county. I see them out there working every day, or working on our road right now, so a lot of detours, but good stuff that's going on. And then to take time out to help those who really are struggling right now is huge. So again, thank you so much, and thank you all for what the county does and what you all did again this year to help us out. And I'm sure Janet wants to say a few words, right? Okay, thank you.
Janet, before you leave, I just want to thank you for all the work that you do, setting this up, getting this organized. It's not an easy event. There's a lot that goes into it, and making sure that everything comes off without a hitch. And so thank you for everything that you've done and making sure this all moves smoothly. And Reverend Feeker, thank you for everything that you do in the community. And we look forward to continuing our work with the rescue mission and everything that you do to help those who are less fortunate at this time. So, thank you. Madam Clerk.
And I didn't win a tattoo this year. I won a T-shirt. Thank you, Janet. I had to get rid of it last year. I had to get rid of the. I won a coupon for a tattoo last year. I did. No, I don't have a tattoo. I want a coupon. And Janet, this year I won a T-shirt. So I appreciate that, Janet. That was very nice. But I did. We did sell the little coupon thing and raise some more money. So, but it was. They had a great fun with that.
Next
And-
item.
I was going to say, now Commissioner Archer knows something to shoot for.
Yes,
I did that too.
I don't have one.
Madam Clerk, our next item.
Item 3, consent agenda.
Are there any questions or comments regarding the consent agenda?
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Motion made by Commissioner Archer. I'll second. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Under item 4, new business, A, County Clerk, number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Vouchers are totaling $949,352.99. Payroll is $496,871.50. Health Insurance Administration, $283,407.10. And holding accounts, $39,714.40. We also need to release the right-of-way voucher to Rick Miller for $90,000 that we had held previously. So I'll move approval of all those items.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Bueller for approval, seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I'll make a motion to approve the correction orders.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item B, Health Agency, number 1, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 389-2015 with Stormont Vale Biomedical Engineering to renew the contract for medical equipment maintenance and or repair at a cost of $55 per hour during business hours and $65 per hour during non-business hours.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alice Weingartner, Health Agency. This is an annual contract that we've maintained with Stormont Vale since at least 2001, and it just provides us with the resources to do any equipment repair, should it be needed on any health agency equipment that's medically related, whether it's the community health center or the local health department, and it's just paid as needed. So if you have any other questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions regarding the contract?
Move approval.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Bueller,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item B2, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 390-2015 with Cascade Health Services to continue filling an RN vacancy through December 31st, 2015 at a range of $50.95 per hour and not expected to exceed $23,000.
Health Agency, Alice Weingartner with the Health Agency again, and this is just to extend the current contract or agreement that we have with Cascade Health Services. They placed a wonderful RN with us through their temporary staffing agency, and we'd like to continue with her through the end of the year as we continue on working through the transition. So I'd be happy to answer any other questions. And there's no rate change from what we were previously paying.
Any questions? Commissioner Archer.
Thank you. And thank you, Alice. If I understand correctly, Grace Med is going to be taking over our FQHC effective January 1. And currently, if I understand correctly, we serve about 8,000 patients, and Grace Med has indicated that they want to serve about 25,000, and they actually want to do it with a lower level of staff. So I'm not going to support this. As I've said before, I think it's time to move on, and so.
Just if I can respond to that, when you say lower level of staff, are you talking about the qualifications, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about the lower force level that
Okay.
they've indicated.
Okay, well, just so you're aware, we're already working at a lower force level than we have been in previous years because of the situation that's taking place with the transition. And so this position is filling one of a number of vacancies that we didn't move forward with filling as well. So this
But-
would be a position that would still be in the new structure with Grace Med.
But Grace Med plans to reduce force levels, from what I understand, from what they currently are.
I don't know that there's really going to be as much as a transition as you are perceived there will be, because we are already working at a lesser staffing level,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you for the
Sure.
clarification.
Any other discussion? I'm going to move for approval, and my motion for approval is that as we work through this transition period, and this is just to the end of the year, with the transition to Grace Med, and then at that point, when we do transition, the staffing levels will be more solidified. We'll know exactly where we stand. And so I will move for approval.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor, say aye. All opposed?
No.
Passes 2-1 with Commissioner Archer dissenting. Our next item.
Item B3, consider authorization and execution of contract C391-2015, amendment to contract C47-2013 with Celtic Insurance Company, Sunflower State Health, for the purpose of receiving appropriate reimbursement for maternal child health services.
Commissioners, this particular item is an amendment to a contract that we currently have in place. Celtic Insurance Company is also known as the Sunflower State Health Plan, which is also referred to as CanCare or the Medicaid program. This is an amendment that will allow for billing corrections within the local health department side, as well as continued reimbursement for some of the in-home services that are provided. There is no impact to the community health center with regards to this particular amendment, so it would stay in place following the uncoupling of the organization.
Any questions?
Move approval.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Bueller, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item C, Sheriff, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C392-2015 with Watch Systems to renew an annual subscription for Offender Watch sex offender notification at a cost of $5,000 per year, paid from the Offender Registration Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Captain Colbeck, the Sheriff's Office. Offender Watch is a software program that the agency utilizes as a matter of ensuring that we have a means to notify the public of information related to offenders that may be in their area where they reside. Additionally, which may not be clear in the information provided to you, is this is also software that we utilize to help us manage our offenders in Shawnee County. That number hovers around about 1,000 offenders. So it's very important that we have this in order for us to be able to manage the numbers that we have, and it's been a very user-friendly program that we would like to continue to utilize.
And it's paid for by the offenders themselves.
That's correct.
And so it is not the tax dollars of
Yes.
Shawnee County.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Any questions regarding this?
Move to approve the contract.
A second.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Bueller. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0. Thank you.
Commissioners.
Our next item.
Item D, Parks and Recreation, number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C393-2015, amendment to contract C202-2015 with Presto X to add the Abbott Community Center to the pest control contract, an additional cost of $35 per month.
Good morning, Commissioners. John Knight, Parks and Recreation. Just to let Cindy Beck off the hook for her slip this morning. Generally, when you have these food fundraisers type things, I am generally the individual that it commits the most funds toward those type of things, so that was a natural. But I wasn't part of that this year, and further, I was also the one who bought the tattoo from Cindy, and I'd like to show the commissioner where I later. This item, Commissioners, is for a pest control services at our Abbott Community Center. When we solicited the bids for the pest control services, the Abbott Center wasn't occupied at the time. It's fall, all the little critters are trying to get inside, become real evident to us that we left Abbott off of the list. I'd like to add them to the list. Be happy to answer any other questions you may have.
Any questions?
Move approval.
Motion for approval by Commissioner Bueller.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 3-0. Our next item.
Item D2, consider development of a citizen advisory advocate board to replace the former Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Advisory Board.
Commissioners, as part of the merger agreement, an advisory board was established. That advisory board met for a little over 2 years. Was very instrumental in helping with the transition, also very instrumental in the implementation of the master plan. When they got to that process, the advisory board themselves voted at that time to disband because they had believed that they had fulfilled their purpose. The master plan, once we got the master plan back, it called specifically to form a new advocacy advisory type board that's less focused on protection of city assets and city employees and more focused on implementation of the master plan, capital improvements, accreditation of the department, those type of things. And with your permission, I'd like to redevelop that advisory board and begin putting that together. Provided that it receives your approval today, Councilwoman Hiller will present this at the City Council in an upcoming City Council meeting and get the appointments from City Council members as well. Be happy to answer any other questions you may have.
Questions for John?
Nope.
John, this is going to function, in my understanding, in much in the same way that the Expo Center Advisory Board functions, and so that it will be a way to present upcoming projects, upcoming capital expenditures, so that when you present those to the Board of County Commissioners, it's already gone through at least one level of qualifications.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. That's the intent behind this, to make it more of a functioning advisory board than an oversight or type board. Other than that, all of the contract language that was in the original agreement between the city and county will be met as well, too.
John, are you at this time needing our approval? I mean, does this need a motion to approve? I guess looking at our counselor.
It's a resolution that's already in place, but I think it would help to have the force of the commission behind it, so I would say it'd be a good idea.
I'll move that we adopt the changes to and creation of the Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Advisory Board.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Archer. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 3-0.
Commissioners, I'll follow this up with some specific language that I've been working with Councilwoman Hiller on as well, that details exactly what we are hoping to get from this advisory board and also the appointments that you'll need to make.
Right. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Our next item.
Item 5, administrative communications.
Are there any administrative communications this morning?
Morning, Commissioners. Ashley Biegert, Assistant County Counselor. I just wanted to provide a follow-up on the inquiries regarding the disposition of cremains from county cremations. I've looked into this issue that was brought up last month, and the bottom line really is that it is a matter of local policy. The law was written to provide for counties handling the disposition of true unclaimed bodies. So those are situations where there is no next of kin or family members that can be identified. There used to be a fund in place whereby there were monies available to the families of the deceased who were on state assistance, but the legislature discontinued funding for that in 2010. At that time, the counties kind of banded together and determined that they were only responsible for carrying out the cremations of true unclaimed bodies. However, since then, really the counties have started handling those because really no one else is, and they're essentially doing it by default. In speaking with our counterparts in other counties, it seems everyone's kind of handling this situation differently. Some are turning over the cremains to the family members, some are not, some are keeping them indefinitely. One county that I spoke with does have a hardship application that they require family members to fill out before turning over the cremains. So everyone is handling it differently, and again, it's just a matter of local policy. You will have to confirm this with Dr. Glenn, but in speaking with him, it's my understanding that a majority of these cases are not scenarios where family members are unable to pay, but more so unwilling to pay. So estranged family members from the deceased who maybe don't want to expend the resources on the final arrangements, but would like to have the remains. So if you have any questions.
Ashley, at this point, would we take this up as a resolution or a county, in addition to our county code, or is it just something that we leave at the discretion of the coroner, or is there a direction that you would advise us that is best to proceed with?
Well, I think the coroner is looking for some guidance. Ultimately, he is an independent contractor, and he does have the ability to, control the means by which he carries out his services. But he does have to follow the law, and like I stated, it's very vague. So I don't know that a resolution is necessary, but I think just some general guidance to him is what he is looking for.
Okay. Commissioners, and just having a moment to think about this item, and given the wide latitude that we have, it would seem to me that the most equitable way and humane way, if I can get my words out today, to resolve the issue would be that we allow the bodies to be claimed pursuant to our procedure, but if the family members are not able to have a hardship application, I think that would be a way to relieve the cost. And then after a period of time, if there are hardship applications are not filed, no one has come forward, that then we have a way to properly inter and the bodies or the cremains. So I don't know if commissioners, you have thoughts or guidance, or is this a matter that you would want some little more time to think about?
A little bit more time to think about, but I think the hardship application, I wrote that down, that I would like to see some examples of that. I think that might be a good place to start, so.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know exactly how that would work, but I think it's an avenue worth exploring.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and again, the state did have a program in place, so if the family of the deceased, or if the deceased was on state assistance, then that was evidence that they were able to qualify for those funds. I don't know if that's something that you would want to consider.
I think that those would be both options. And so at this time, if you want to prepare maybe some model language for what a hardship application or waiver of the fee would look like, and then we would be able to have that for our consideration and discussion.
Okay.
I don't think this is a matter that we should necessarily drag out an extensive period of time. And again, these are remains, and people do have, there's just a lot of humanity and a lot of emotion that gets tied up into it. But at the same time, the county has an interest in preserving its interest in how the issue is resolved as well. So, Commissioner.
Yeah, I think the simpler the criteria, the better. If this, if it's a matter of being in state assistance or something to that effect, that'd be the preferable way to go if we can.
And I agree, it should not be any more complicated than that.
Right.
So if we can maybe have some model language drawn up and presented
Certainly.
for our consideration. Any further thoughts, Commissioner Bueller?
No, at this time.
All right, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Any other administrative communications this morning?
Oh, I don't like following that subject.
Yeah.
HR Cook, Kansas Expo Center. Do not forget the Darius Rucker Show is on Thursday. coming up. We have great tickets available, and also hockey this weekend. So another busy weekend. The risers and seating sections that you approved several months ago, half of those will be in place for the concert. If you want to come over and check them out, they look great. It'd be great to have 7,000 more of those particular seats, but just my opinion. They look great.
Sounds great. Thank you, HR. Commissioner Bueller, anything today?
See if I can talk. I want to mention this, if you ever have wanted to be involved with a baseball documentary, you will have that opportunity on Sunday, the 18th, starting about 11 o'clock at the Rossville baseball field. They are looking for extras, about 200 extras, and to come in period dress 1920s and be in the crowd or on the field. Apparently, in that time period, the fans kind of outlined the field. So Mark Honor, I have his contact information. I'll provide that to the press. But they had a meeting yesterday, and they have John. They got an umpire already, so sorry. But just wanted to get that word out. Sounds like a really neat project.
Great. Commissioner Archer.
The only thing I had was, had an opportunity to attend the breakfast for the Shawnee Heights Public Schools Foundation this morning, and I got to visit with the board members, and that was nice, but I actually got to visit with some teachers, and I was very impressed with the personnel that I spoke to, and appreciated the opportunity to attend this morning. That's it.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I might add, I had a chance to attend as well, and peeked into their new auditorium. And if you ever have a chance to do that, do. They've used the old bleachers from one of their gyms and incorporated that into the design of the outside, the entrance into the auditorium, and the inside, and it's just beautiful. So, yeah, I would highly encourage that.
Absolutely. It's a great addition to the
Yeah,
school.
it's beautiful.
It is.
I don't know that I have any administrative communications this morning, so our next item.
Item 6, executive session.
There is not a need. We are then adjourned.
E-O-N-N-E